Hey guys, so I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the counterclaim because I'm thinking that by Wednesday or Tuesday, you guys should probably be working on that piece of this essay. And the counterclaim is traditionally a piece of the essay that a lot of students get confused on, although it is essentially the same as step three, where you do your evidence. So I want to go to the counterclaim. I want to have that open. I want to have my marked copy of the text open, right? Because we identified evidence for both sides. Like this one is tiger, green would be for the lady, right? So on and so forth, right? So when I open step four, you're going to see this red box here, which means that you need to fill it out, right? Counterclaim statement, others might say that, right? So other people may disagree with the side that you chose. So like say you're picking the tiger, right? And we've been picking the tiger for the whole time so far. So we'll just stick with that, right? So others might say that people who disagree with us might say that the lady came out of the door because, and now we have to think of like some reasons that maybe the princess would have chosen the lady instead of the tiger, because the princess was really in love with the youth, and maybe she was not actually so barbaric, right? So we have two reasons that we could talk about, and we would find evidence for these reasons up here from the text right here. All right, so now we got to think inside of our brain, right? What is the reason that maybe the princess was not super barbaric? And having read the text, I could think, well, they describe how she didn't want to see the young man torn apart by the tiger, right? And I think that they use the word shrieks. I'm pretty sure. Oh, if I can spell it right. Shrieks, right? And yeah, so this line here says, and yet that awful tiger, those shrieks, that blood. If she's really afraid of the shrieks and blood of the tiger, probably she's not super barbaric, right? So let's say right here in the text, it says, comma, quotation mark. We'll paste that in there, right? End quote, like that. And then we need the paragraph number, which is 24. Right? So 24, period. Okay. We have to format this though. You can't leave it like that. So we click on text color, highlight, none, right? And we want this all to be 12-point font. So we change that there. Okay. So we just have to say literally what this says. This shows that the princess was thinking about how awful that's not how you spell that. How awful the tiger would, I'm gonna rephrase that. Was thinking about how gruesome it would be to see her lover eaten, right? Because that's all this is describing what it would be like if the tiger were to eat her lover, right? Now, we have to explain why this evidence might make the other side believe that she's not so barbaric, right? So, this demonstrates how the princess is not extremely barbaric because she is afraid to see her lover eaten by the tiger. Oh my gosh. Tiger, like that. All right. So we have the first part done, right? Now we have to disagree. So based on our evidence, we say that she's extremely barbaric, right? And I think one part of the text that shows this is that she only shows up at the arena because she's barbaric. It says the moiety of barbarism in her or something makes her go to the arena, right? So we have to counter this evidence or disagree. We could say, while this may seem like good evidence. The princess is actually incredibly barbaric, and she only goes to the arena because of the moiety of barbarism in her. And this shows that she would definitely pick the tiger, right? Because if she didn't have all that barbarism in her, she wouldn't have shown up, and she wouldn't have gone to the arena to see something barbaric if she wasn't going to choose the tiger, right? So we agree at first, and then we disagree at the end there, right? When you get down to the counterclaim right here, it actually comes together just like your body paragraphs do. So you'll pick up this first statement here. Others might say, right? Control C to copy. And you come down here, all right? And then you go back up, and here's your evidence, right? So one of the things that we say is that she was not actually barbaric, right? Or not so barbaric. So we're going to talk about that one first. Well, in the text it says this quote that shows that she's maybe not super barbaric, right? We'll pick up this part here. We'll explain that quote by saying this shows that the princess was thinking about how gruesome it would be for her lover to be eaten, right? We go back up. We pick up our explanation, right? Copy, bring it down, paste. Okay? And that part we've already talked about, right? So others might say that the lady came out of the door because the princess was really in love with the youth and she was not actually barbaric. Okay, and then we have in the text it says, we need one line here that's talking about which reason we're talking about. So we could just say the princess was not truly barbaric, comma, and in the text it says, right? But that's all we really have to do for this part. We would indent it, right? But as long as you were paying attention in class and reading the text, you should probably know this moment, because I talked about that, how she wouldn't have been there unless she was barbaric, right? You'll do that 2 more times, so you'll find some evidence that maybe she was really in love, but then you'll talk about why she was maybe not so in love, or not in love enough, right? Or you could even counter that with how jealous she is. You could say, well, she was in love, but she's also a crazy, psycho, jealous, girl. And that would counter that evidence, right? Hopefully you found this video to be helpful. There are some frames in here to help you guys with formatting this, so you don't have to do it exactly how I do it. And I would not want to see an example that I wrote on your essay, right? But that process that I just did actually meets all of these requirements right here, in case you've never read these, right? So we start by transitioning into some might say, or others might say, right? Then we say, well, here are the main ideas of why they would say that. Here's a quote that shows what they would say. This is how that evidence makes sense. And then also how it's wrong, right? So the refutation is saying this is not correct, right? And then we do more evidence, more refutation, and then we're done. So essentially you take this example and you do it one more time and you're done with the counterclaim. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. I'll probably do some more tutorials about conclusions and things like that, but this should get you guys through most of the week. All right, guys, see you later.